Okay, we're going to start that over. I'm going to wait and see if anyone can chime in and see me. Playing around on my iPad. I am not sure what's going on with my stuff today. Okay, I see Barb coming on here. I'm having issues. Apparently, Facebook wants to, because I put items in my description up above before starting my live, it took it as I was selling something. I've turned off those options within my Facebook, and I don't know why this stuff is still happening. Welcome everyone. I had a few technical difficulties. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. Thank you for being here. My name is Mary Jo Snyder. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you are watching me on my Sunday Live with MJ. So sorry, I'm gonna just again go back. I'm going to share my video. I'm so excited that I have an iPad that I got for Christmas because now I can kind of navigate quicker and see comments and all that wonderful stuff. So let's go ahead and post that to my business page. I'm going to set this aside and see if I can expand this and hope that you don't hear an echo. Swipe my comments. Oh, I'm so excited. This is fantastic. So I see you on my screen on my phone, and I can see it on my iPad. I'm like, so excited. Oh, I love my husband and my family. They're just so wonderful. So I'm so excited that you're all here. I have some serious crafting to do with you today and some announcements because you know, I want to give you some information about some upcoming stuff with Celebration and the new January to June mini catalog. And you will hear me reference Celebration as SAB, and you will hear me reference the January to June mini catalog as the JJ Mini. So it's just easier for me, and I will remind people of that as I post stuff and share videos throughout. So Celebration is the month of, you can't see my comments on your iPad. We will have to talk later. I can see your comments, and how I did that, Bonnie, was turning my iPad portrait, even though I'm recording in landscape, turn my iPad in portrait, and then swipe to the right, or actually swipe to the left, and you should be able to see comments as well. If not, that's okay. I can see your comments, so feel free to keep posting them so that I can interact with you and all that fun stuff. So Celebration is January and February this year. It is not for 3 months, but I am extending it into March because I am offering fun stuff in the month of March for people that order through me with qualifying orders, as well as people on my team. So team will qualify with sales goals that I will have guidelines for, as well as recruiting. So if you're a team member, then you have the opportunity to attend my March awesome event that I have planned, and it is a free class to those that purchase qualifying purchases. And I'm going to explain all that in a few minutes. So anyway, I wanted to say hello. Do you see my hair? My daughter washed the gray right out of my hair. I am loving that she is doing the whole cosmetology thing in BOCES, her junior and senior year, because she has cut my hair and she has now colored my hair, and I'm loving it. It's kind of got some auburn tone to it. She is just going to be great at what she does. She's going to take this cosmetology thing to a completely different level and become a makeup artist, and it would be awesome if she could do that totally sci-fi makeup for movies and, films and all that stuff. So anyway, the gray is gone. I'm very happy. Hi, Maddie. We miss you. Hi, Mary, Lori. Okay. I don't want to take up too much. Thanks, Bonnie. I don't want to take up too much of your time by sitting here having this conversation, because I have 4 cards to make for you today. We are using the Mini Messages stamp set. There's a glare coming in. I'll show you this on my tabletop. And the message dies, and they are a bundle for, I believe, $50.25 during Celebration. If you spend $50, you get a free Celebration product. So I am incorporating the Designer Series paper that is called Paper Bloom Designer Series paper, and that is a free item with a $50 purchase. So purchase this bundle starting January 5th, and you can purchase the paper for free. Actually get it for free. So, or whatever you choose from the Celebration brochure that is qualifying. All right, so let's get you flipped to the desktop. I'm going to stand up for a minute. I'm going to reverse my camera so that you're not seeing my the blanket that's hanging out on my clothesline right now outside my window. And hopefully we are good. Color's a little, okay, we're adjusting. Perfect. All right, looks like we're good to go. I really like that I can follow along in front of me on my iPad, so that's going to be awesome. Okay. So celebration, of course, this is a January to June mini catalog. It's good until, I believe, June. I don't know if it says on here. It'll be good until the new annual catalog comes out. So that's got a nice life to it. And of course, the celebration brochure. I cannot open these up and share the images inside until January 5th, which is this Tuesday. And I actually am having a walkthrough of the catalogs to give you kind of an idea and explanation, although some of you may even order before I have my live event on Monday night. I will be doing that at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, Tuesday night. I will be doing that at 7 o'clock when I can share the catalogs with you. So that's those brochures and the catalog. Some of you may have received them in the mail if you were on my mailing list or have ordered from me in the past year. And enclosed, there was a shopping list for you to quickly write down all that great stuff, as well as some reference information where you can find me, my blog, where you can find me on Facebook. Of course, some of you are already here. My new email address, mjshadyinkers@gmail.com, and my link to my online store. So all that information was on the shopping list for people. I also have this welcome letter, which I'm not going to go through reading to everybody, but it also has all my information down at the bottom for Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, my blog, email, all that stuff. And when I mailed out my catalogs, the people that received catalogs got both catalogs, the shopping list, this letter, and a catalog or a schedule of events during celebration, as well as a free little card and envelope so that they could use a little special gift to help them send a little joy to somebody else so they could pay it forward. And here is my events, and I'm going to post this in a PDF onto this group in the files so that you have access to it, so you know my schedule. And this is great for me because now I know my own schedule. I will be announcing a class that I'm going to have with this amazing Hydrangea Hill suite. So that will be announced within the next week or so. And there is, again, if people, I'll read this to you, March 14th, 2021 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all customers who place orders of $50 or more during celebration in my online store or with me directly, sales period January through February, will receive exclusive access to my virtual celebration, which includes the following: 5 free make and takes for an online class, stamps not included. There will be an add-on that I will offer for you to add on the stamp set if that's something you want to purchase in advance. Or you can use stamps that you already have on hand. There will be a special exclusive Prize Patrol drawing and thank you gift for each participant. So when I send you your make and takes prior to this date, so that you have everything you need in advance, you will get a thank you gift as well. Be sure to take advantage of this time of year when you can earn free celebration products with orders, hosting, or purchasing the starter kit. Now, purchasing the starter kit, you do not get free celebration products. Let me be clear with that. Purchasing the starter kit during celebration will allow you to place orders after purchasing the starter kit. So future orders as a demonstrator will earn you a 20% discount, plus you get free celebration items. There's also a good perk for getting the starter kit, and I don't have them yet, but there's 5 packs of 6x6 paper in every color family except the one that has Rococo Rose. I think that is the 2019, 2021 in colors that are going to retire. So those are not going to be included because the paper that you get in the starter kit is going to carry over to the new annual catalog. Okay, lots of information. Sorry, I know I have not been, here with you. Are we? Oh, I'm like thinking we're sideways. No, it's just my paper. So this week's host code, remember, celebration starts the 5th. If you place a $35 order, you will get the make and takes that I make today. Okay, you will get kits to make those, not stamped images. If you place a $50 order, let's backtrack. $35 order gets you the make and takes from today minus stamped images, as well as the January 2021 Demo Design Dream Team tutorial. There are 16 amazing projects from 16 amazing demonstrators. So you are able to get that with $35 with a $35 order using that host code. This is just a glimpse of all those. This is the tutorial. This is what would get emailed to you if you place that $35 order. Now, remember, why not just kick it up to $50? You'll still get this stuff, the make and takes, and you'll get a free celebration item starting January 5th. So it just makes sense to purchase $50. If you're gonna purchase $35, bump it up another $15 and get that extra celebration product. Okay, now that we have all that, set. It's so much information, and I hate to overwhelm you all during my presentation, but I want to be able to. Hi, Denise. Hi, Sherry. Yes, Bonnie, I'm so terrible with, I have planners like crazy, and I forget to use them. I get about midway through the year and then I forget to reference back to them. So I've decided to do a couple months in advance and start printing them out, posting it to my group and my business page so people know when I am going to be here, and then I just need to make sure I show up. So there you go. So that's my plan for 2021. So of course, all my Sunday Lives with MJ, you'll see are listed in that when you have a chance to look at it closer. And the dates that I'm not able to come to you live, I will have a recorded video that will probably be a YouTube video to share some tips and tricks of products and or project tutorials. So something for you to always look forward to each and every Sunday. That's my goal for 2021. Okay, Mini Messages bundle consists of the Mini Messages stamp set as well as the message dies. And if you did not see my unboxing of amazing products that you can get during this period, you can see it now. So this amazing is one stamp, absolutely one stamp with all of those. And I did not put the sticker on it because it's just one stamp. So I just decided not to. Amazing to use with your Stamparatus, and that's what we're going to do today. And of course, with that, there is one die that cuts out every single tag in that Mini Messages. Love it. So we are going to play with that right now. And then with the sentiments that we cut out and stamp, we are going to make 4 cards. So I will give you a walk through the paper when I get that ready to go. I also want to share with you this week's prize patrol. So if you share my video, comment in the comments below. I really love it when you share because it just helps me reach more people with my creativity, and there's nothing better than inspiring others with creativity. So I was cleaning and I found a stamp set that I honestly never used. So this stamp set, it's a Christmas set, and that's okay. If you're interested in being entered in to win this prize next week, remember to comment and share. And it has never been used. Like, the stickers are not even on it. It is not a Kling stamp set because this was prior to when Kling was available. But this is going to be the prize next week when I announce the winner on Sunday. So be sure to tune in and be sure to comment and share. Thanks, Mary, to get yourself in that drawing for this week's prize patrol. Okay, let's grab our Stamparatus, which I set aside. And I wanted to share with you a couple of things about this amazing tool. If you're not familiar, it is in the annual catalog. There's a nice carrying case that, I don't know, is that available to customers? I think it is. You can purchase so that you have it to carry stuff. You have 2 little things that go with it. Of course, you have instructions that come with it, and all these little compartments to store all of your plates and stuff like that. There it is, the one I tried to buy. What did you try to buy, Julie? The case? All right, so you always have this foam mat. This foam mat comes with it. This you use when you're using photopolymer stamps. We are using the Kling mount stamps, so we do not need this during this presentation or for me to stamp my images. I want to flip it this way. I'm going to grab my ink pad just to rest that under there. You also have another, well, actually I'm kind of upside down, aren't I? hold on, I want to come from the side. So this goes here, and then this one goes here. When you store this, you should not store it with these together because they don't fold good. So you just pull one out and store it in your bag, or store it wherever you store your stuff if you don't have a bag. Oh, the holiday stamp set. Well, I have it and it's not used, so there you go. All right, so this, obviously you can do a ton of techniques with this, but I only need one of these, so that's all I'm going to use today. I do need a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which that is what I have on hand. Basic White is not in the picture yet, and I actually am going to cut this down to 6 by 7. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer and cut this real quick. So cut this down to 6, and then 7. And I know this is way bigger than what I really need, but it works for me. Okay. Now that I have that cardstock, and like I said, Whisper White is not available any longer. Basic White will be coming to the online store as soon as it is available to all of us, and they will announce that in advance and let demonstrators know. This is my magnet that I need, and we will then inform our customers and all of you as to when you can get your hands on Basic White. But I tried to stock up a little bit on the Whisper White before it was gone. So, all right, so we have this, we have our paper, we have our magnet. These magnets that come with your kit, with your Stamparatus, you get 2. You want to be sure that you do not clank them together. They are very strong magnets, and if they connect, they shatter. And that's why one of mine is missing, because it shattered on me. So, and that's why I have washi tape taped all the way around it. So, and you can use duct tape as well to protect it if it does shatter. I don't get all those little metal magnetic fragments everywhere, because it will be a disaster and you don't want to cut yourself. So, hi Betty, thanks for being here. So, I'm sorry if I'm missing comments. I'm so excited about this and I just want to get right to it. So, this big stamp I am going to place right on my paper where I want to stamp. It doesn't make a difference where you're stamping because it's one big stamp. And then I'm going to place that on my, I guess, what is it? I don't even know the technical terms for this. Isn't that terrible? I'll call it my door. Anyway, hi Rachel. Rachel from Australia, correct? I love it when people join in from all over the world. It's such a blessing. It's so nice to reach so many amazing people. All right, I'm going to stamp this in Night of Navy because that is one of the colors that is in the Designer Series paper that I'm using. And I'm just going to keep going with the same color that I had on the original projects. And I'm just going to come in here and just ink up this stamp. The best thing about using your Stamparatus is that if the image doesn't stamp clearly, you have precise placement to restamp that image. And I'll show you because I'm sure it's going to happen with this big stamp. So you ink that up pretty good, kind of press that down, and then, yep, see where I'm missing all that ink? Probably because I need to re-ink my ink pad. So you just come in again, and hopefully you're seeing me okay. And you just do it again. Like so. It's so amazing to use this positioning tool in case you have issues like that. It's also beneficial to have it, see how we're getting there. I got to get this one over here. It's beneficial if you're making multiple of the same project, like if you're doing wedding invitations or graduation invitations or, you know, stuff like that, or you need numerous amounts of birthday cards or whatever, and you like the design you're creating, you could just keep stamping. So, I neglected to moisten my chamois to clean this off, but I will show you. Wow, that is frustrating me. I think it's where the paper is. We're going to keep on trying. Maybe I'm not pressing hard enough right there. All right. We'll get her. There you go. There's still a little ink missing there, so I'm going to go one more time. Oh, I love that I can do this. One more time. and I think we're good. We're going to go with that. Okay, so you have that done. You set your ink aside. You're done stamping. That is all I needed to stamp for this project, these projects. I got my finger in ink, I can see. So since I do not have my chamois, and if some of you are not familiar, a chamois comes in a bigger piece. It is like a spongy, does not require chemicals, and yes, it stains. Does not require chemicals, but if you wet this under warm water, it will soften. Right now it's really stiff. It will soften and you can just wipe off the ink off of your stamp. So I'm just going to set this aside for now. I do also want to let you know, you see how there is grid here? There is a grid paper that you can purchase. And let me find it because I pulled it out to share with you. There is grid paper that you can purchase for specifically for your Stamparatus, and that is also in the annual catalog that you can take a peek at. Okay, moving on, we are going to grab our Big Boss. I'm going to move this magnet and I'm going to put it under my Stamparatus so I don't lose it. Okay, and so we got our Big Boss. We need our magnetic platform. And I'm going to share with you the little boss, the mini baby, baby boss. Big Boss, baby boss. Okay. This is cut at 6 inches because it will fit in my Big Boss. And now you're going to line these up. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a little tricky, but once you can see all the words, the stars and the hearts are a little challenging, but you can line them up. You just have to be patient with yourself. And I recommend a magnetic platform so that you, once your die is on there, you have no way of, it doesn't move on you. So, all right, so go ahead. That looks lined up good enough for me. All the words are showing, and you're going to get how many sentiments in this? 1 stamp and, I don't think it says. I think there's 22 die cut images come out of here. I'll look that up. I mean, we can count them, I guess. That just gets run through. You'll hear that cracking, and that's okay. And hopefully it didn't shift on me. We're going to pull this up, and you have all of these die cut pieces. Isn't that amazing? And now you're ready to just create cards and go crazy. So, I saw a great tip yesterday using the die set. Just cut the shapes and use the itty bitty stamps, other sentiment on the die cut images. But the stamped images is one box, and I stamped in different box. I thought that was a great idea. I'm not sure I understand that, so I'll have to touch base with you privately, Bonnie, so you can explain it a little bit more. Happy New Year, Anne. So there is that. We just cut out all these amazing tags and little stars, a heart, and there you go. You can also use this to sponge on your background. So just saying. Now that we have all of these, I need to get them off of here. And a good way for me to do that is to find a spare piece of cardstock and just kind of lift them up. Oh, don't lose the one I need. All right, take your pick tool. We'll have to get that one off because my fingernails don't let me do that. Got to grab my take your pick tool. Your take your pick tool comes in a box like this. I wanted to share this with all of you that aren't familiar. This is your take your pick tool. It comes with the main tool. You also get scoring tool, a small tip and a larger tip, and a replacement of the putty end. So you have that. That's all for $10, just saying. And now I can come in and kind of lift that off of the reason all those stick is because this is so chewed up. So no biggie, right? Okay, I'm gonna grab a sip of my coffee. Okay, now put this aside. Done stamping. We have all our goodies. I want to grab the ones I want to use. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Just move those out of the way. All right, so let's get to making projects. I'm just going to set those aside so that we can get moving. I'm using Rococo Rose blends, the dark. These are all dark. Old Olive, the Night of Navy, and Seaside Spray. Those are all the dark levels of those colors that I'm going to use in our projects today. And I'm going to sit down and hopefully I can work on screen even though there is a delay. And the first project we are going to do is this beautiful, I probably should show you the designer series paper, huh? All right, well, there's the first project we're going to do, is this one here. Let me crack open this designer series paper so you guys can see what it looks like. Just gonna get that started. Hi, Lynette. Thanks for sharing, Anne. There's an awesome prize for sharing and commenting today. All right, so designer series paper, Paper Blooms. This is Celebration. There's that one. This is the reverse side. They're so pretty. You have this one. And the stripes of Rococo Rose. Thanks, Bonnie. We have this one with the reverse side. Love, love, love that. I did a Darling Donkey card with that. I'll have to share it with you if you didn't see it previously. And we got some fun, festive kind of birthday. This reminds me of birthday. I do something pretty cool with that, just so you know. We'll do that in one of our cards. I think it's cool. And then we have this beautiful paper with the kind of botanical leafy with the Old Olive and Seaside Spray. No, Soft Sea Foam. I get those two colors mixed up. I had to laugh. Not laugh, Lori. Lori, I was watching your video the other day and you kept saying Coastal Cabana for Calypso Coral or vice versa. And I do the same thing. I'm not sure why that is. But I laughed to myself because I'm like, oh yeah, either I rubbed off on her or there's just something about those two colors and the pronunciation. But I thought it was cute. It made me chuckle. So, I'm not totally not picking. I just thought it was adorable that two people are doing the same thing. Yes, Barb, that paper is gorgeous. And again, that's free with a $50 purchase. So this is the first card and you can see there is a little bit of embossing. And if you're wondering what embossing folder that is, haha, it's not. I'm going to show you what to do with that. So the first thing I want to do, and of course I've rounded my corners and I've used my favorite corner punch because I don't have the other one. So you'll have to excuse me. I have a piece of coordinating colors. It'll help me. Petal Pink, coordinating colors of the designer series paper. Night of Navy, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, Soft Sea Foam, and of course, white, Whisper White. This piece of Petal Pink is 1 by 2. We have 2 pieces of Whisper White that are cut at 3 3/4 by 5. We have our designer series paper is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. We have a piece of Seaside Spray that is 2 1/2 by 2 3/8 by 3 5/8. Another Seaside Spray is 4 by 5 1/4. And of course, our Night of Navy base is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Okay, so we have that. Oh, and another piece of Petal Pink that is 3 1/2 by 1. All right, so we're going to do all this fun stuff. Actually, this was not needed. I needed this one, but I had to in case it doesn't work right in my punch. I'm using the Banner Tag Topper Punch, and there's 3 levels of making banners, or triple banner punch. Lori, you're amazing, and I need to use a label maker on my punches because I saw that you do that as well. Excuse me. And I think it's a great idea, so I need to get myself a label maker and do all that fun stuff so I know what I'm saying when I'm doing my videos. Okay, so my corner rounder is my favorite from Creative Memories, but I'm not promoting another product or another company. I just don't have the Stampin' Up! One. It's on my wish list, so that I don't keep doing that to myself. So I've rounded the 2 bottom corners of my Seaside Spray. I'm going to keep looking at the name because I keep forgetting or wanting to say Soft Seafoam. So I did that with the white. I actually should have done something else with that, so no worries. This will be for the inside. Before I do this one, I'm going to do that technique that looks like it's embossed. I need to do this with my right hand, not my left. So the bottom of each side of the card is going to get rounded as well. So we have that. All those corners are rounded. We're going to set these aside for now. And we're going to come in with either, you can come in with your paper trimmer and do your scoring that way, or you can use your scoring tool. So this is how I got that embossed look. On the short side, I want to come in and use my scoring tool, and I need to find my dimensions here. The short side, I want to score at 3/8. Make sure it's flush over to the side. So 3/8, 1 3/8, 2 3/8, and 3 3/8. Okay, then I'm going to turn it the long side, and I am going to score at 3/8, 2 5/8, 2 7/8, 3 1/8, and 4 5/8. So there you go. That's how I did that embossing. Don't have an embossing folder? Use your scoring tool. Super simple. And then I want to come in, and where these 3 stripes are, those little embossed stripes, I'm going to round the corners below. So you have that big gap, 3 and another 1, and just round those corners at the bottom. So there you go. That simple technique of doing that. Yeah, I never think to round the corners on a card, but it makes it look very, I don't know, clean, right? I like it. So come in with Stampin' Seal. And I was like a crazy person, and when I ordered my Stampin' Seal, I think I ordered 5 packs that were the whole applicator and the seal in it and no refills. So I've been using these when I actually should be saving these for when I can do in-person classes, which, you know, will eventually come. 2021 is going to bring that to us. I know it. I have complete faith. So add your Stampin' Seal or whatever you choose to use for your choice of adhesive. And we are going to line that up on there. Simple. Grab your card base. These are really easy to assemble once you get all the pieces cut. Yes, I agree, Lori. I'm going to flip this over. All right. So we are going to line up those corners. Make sure you have the same equal border around. There's that. This goes on the inside. I'm trying to ration my Whisper White till I can get my hands on something else. I am going to try and find a replacement if possible. Maybe we won't need to do that. Maybe we'll have our basic white in our hands before we know it. I'm sure that Stampin' Up! Is doing the best they can to get us what we need. Okay, these 2 pieces line up together. So you're just going to do this layering. It's amazing when you get all your stamping done in one quick movement, how easy it is if you have your kits to assemble these, how easy it is to put them together. So there's just a smidge of a border, like a 1/16 of an inch, because I only did like an 1/8 of an inch around. All right, so I know that I need to take this inch strip 1 by 2. I'm going to hope that it's long enough for me to not lose it in here. Yeah, that's why I had a bigger piece, so that's not going to work for you. So get a longer piece and then trim it to size. So this piece is 3.5 by an inch, and that gives me plenty of room to hold that down and punch out my banner end. Okay, so definitely use that size. Then you can come in with your paper trimmer and trim this down to, I don't know, it's buried underneath there, so you don't really need to be specific. If you cut it down to 2 inches, you can get rid of that or keep it for scrap or whatever. And you should be able to just, it looks like I got some ink on there, but that's going to be covered. Come in here, add some seal to that, and you want to kind of place it kind of there. Make sure it's on there straight. Love to use my grid paper for things like that. That's out a little bit further than the original, but that's okay. Dimensionals, and I want to find my sentiment, which is sending a smile your way. And yes, it's contrasting, or it kind of blends in because I stamped on Whisper White. I could have stamped on a different color, but then some of them would have not kind of complemented other designs that I'm using. So I decided to just stamp on Whisper White and then lift it up with dimensionals. So grab your dimensionals that I had all nice and neat over here with all my adhesives till I started working. It's funny how that works. And these tiny little dimensionals will probably fit on here just fine. So use your mini dimensionals. And am I working off screen? Yep. Grab your mini dimensionals. And if it's easier to cut a strip and use a strip, then that's fine too. Or you can just use those mini ones. And then I'll just take the backing off, but I don't want to place that on yet because I still have to put the Designer Series paper layers on. If I can get that off. Okay. All right, set that aside. Grab this in my larger dimensionals, and we're going to place a couple here and some in the corners. I'm being very modest this morning. It's funny how you switch up how many dimensionals you use when you're waiting for your order to come. And then this gets layered kind of like in the corner. I kind of moved this over too far, but you can use those embossed, per se, lines to line up your Designer Series paper layer. And then that just goes underneath. Oops. But you have lines that you can line these up with so they're almost symmetrical, right? So cool. And now with my Seaside Spray Dark Blend, I want to find my pearls. Find my pearls. Ah, in 2 seconds flat. Mess. All right, pearls. And I'm going to color these with Be Gentle, my brush tip. And I want 3 of them. And it may dull the shine a little bit of these, but don't worry about it. It still makes the card look beautiful. And grab my Take Your Pick tool. Make sure they are dry. It takes a second for them to dry. The markers are alcohol based. You can color all kinds of things with these dimensionals, and then just go ahead and add. It's such a subtle addition of color to these because it's the Seaside Spray. But it's like so beautiful just to add that little wow factor. Wow, I didn't know I could color my pearls and stuff like that with my blends. But there you go. There's the first card. Isn't that amazing? Simple, really, but yet elegant. The paper kind of does it. So there's card number 1. Card number 2. I'm just loving this paper. We're going to do this card. There's a couple techniques with that. Lots of pieces here. So we have the card base. Of course, the Whisper White layer for the inside of the card is 4 by 5 1/4. The card base is 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. You have a piece of the Designer Series paper. It's hard to decide which to use, but I wanted more of a non-busy kind of look for that layer. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This Designer Series paper, which is the back of the circles, is 1.5 by 4. This, as you see, there is a cut there. That is where I'm going to get my flowers. There's a cut here. I'm going to cut a circle, a stitch circle with my new baby boss. I'm going to cut, whenever you see a slit in my paper, if you get kits from me, that's where you're going to punch or die cut something. Of course, these two pieces, this is going to, I didn't cut this though, that's going to be a rectangle die, stitch die. I'm going to use the punch to punch this, and then I'm going to use, so it's that sprig punch. Try not to hit my, thanks Gail, thanks Rachel. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Hi Tammy, thank you. All right, so I'm going to just grab my sprig punch and punch out one in Seaside Spray. And I can discard that. And now I know that I'm going to use this to mat my Designer Series paper. So the best thing to do is get the most out of your Designer Series paper in your cardstock. If you know you're going to punch something in that color, go ahead and punch it from underneath the layer. Nobody's going to know the difference. So it saves you on paper. I'm learning that with all the scraps that I've created for myself. So, all right, so we have all of those. Let me tell you the size of this Night of Navy. That's going to mat the rectangle after it's cut. That is like a smidge, so it's probably, I think I have it written down. Let me get to card number 2 of my instructions. Oh, let's see. It is 3 3/4 by 2 7/16. That's what this piece is, because it's going to mat that rectangle perfectly, I think by a 1/16 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, as you see here. So again, that is 3 3/4 by 2 7/16. Okay. And we're going to cut our rectangle. We're going to cut our circle. We have a strip of Rococo Rose that is going to be for our banner. So we're going to do the same thing. So let's go ahead, and because now remember, there is a guide here for you to guide your paper. So actually it gives you the guide to do a 3/4 inch banner as well. Just like that. So you have 3/4 in between there, an inch, 1.5 inches, and 2 inches to do your banner. Love that punch. Very versatile. So there we have that, and I'm just going to snip some of that off to go there. So we'll set that aside for now. We need this amazing piece of paper with all those pretty circles, very kind of different tones of shades of color. And I want a flower from the Night of Navy one, the Rococo Rose tone, and the Seaside Spray. Makes really pretty flowers. Like so. So you have kind of those kind of two-tone watercolor look flowers. So we have those 3. Now that we have all of that done, we're going to come in with our baby boss. I want to put some of this stuff aside so I'm not losing bits and pieces. And we are going to do some cutting, and then we can do some assembling. And again, we're going to color some more pearls as well. So, all right, so come in with this adorable baby boss that people are waiting for. Hi, Sherry, and can get their hands on starting Tuesday. How awesome is that? This thing is so stinking adorable. All right, you have all the elements that come with it. You have all these plates. So you have base plate 1, 2, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm sure the 3 is for embossing. Insert embossing folder, hinge first. Yep, I'm not embossing, I'm just going to die cut. So we have base plate 1, and we're gonna need both of base plate 2. I wanna grab my, I just had them in my hand, move them aside. I need my stitch circles, which I grabbed the wrong ones. Guess it really doesn't make a difference. I'm working on this class, and I have, for my hydrangea class, and I have stuff everywhere. But you don't want to see those. I gotta grab the right ones. Okay, so we have, you guys probably saw my sneak peek of the, I think it's that one, the smallest stitched circle. And you're gonna hear some clanking with this, so don't fret. It's brand new, my first time using it. But it's convenient for your table desk area where you work, convenient for traveling. Now granted, yeah, it doesn't fit all of those amazing larger embossing folders or the larger embossing dies, or not embossing dies, but dies, but it does fit these little ones that you can easily cut out real quick. Perfect. Love it. Convenient. Handy to have. And let's see if we can even cut our rectangle. I know that we need a rectangle. I don't know if it's going to fit in this one. It is. I'm going to show you which one I'm using. You are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th from the largest. Now, because I like to go into anything that has a straight edge, I like to turn it and go in at an angle so that it creates less pressure on the die, because sometimes, unfortunately, these can break. Welcome everyone for joining. I am so excited that you're all here. So always with your straight edge dies, go in at a corner angle so that you're decreasing the stress on the die as well as the stress on your machine. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to put in my designer series paper and I'm going to angle that. It doesn't matter. I kind of want that flower to show some, even though it's going to get covered a little bit. And I'm going to add this. I've learned a tip that with this mini, the Baby Boss, if you stagger your plates a little bit, even if this is hung out a little bit, it actually cuts a little bit better and decreases, again, that stress on your paper. The designer series paper, I did not tell you the measurement. Just grab a scrap, enough for you to cut out that rectangle. I can tell you the measurement, but you see you didn't hear all that popping and banging and clicking. That's because those pieces were kind of staggered. The designer series paper I had was actually 4 by 3 1/8. So you could get that rectangle right out of that designer series paper. And there you go. So that is your introduction to the Baby Boss. And I hope that you find that fun and want to get one of your own. Purchase that and you qualify for a free celebration item. That is a $50 purchase. The Mini Boss I think is $60. But that qualifies you for a free $50 item from the celebration brochure. Don't want to misinterpret what I'm trying to say there. Okay, so let's get all this fun stuff and put all this together. First things first, let's grab these two pieces and layer them together with our Stampin' Seal. And then we can add those to the card base. You're going to find, like if you browse the catalog and there's elements in there, like any catalog, you're going to see things that coordinate that aren't necessarily in a product suite, like navy ribbon or like the holiday rhinestones, if they're still available. I need to go through all my retired products. Holiday rhinestones, that's crooked. Like all those other things that you can buy that coordinate. That's the best thing about Stampin' Up. I really hope I don't rip this terribly. Is the, bear with me, I need some little intervention here. I just need to line this up right. Okay, there's a little mishap and no big, it's going to be covered. Yeah, what was I saying? Yes, coordinating product. That's the best thing about Stampin' Up is a coordinating product. All right, let's try that again. Because the border is such a smidge around this, you really have to be careful where you're placing your designer series paper. It's good to use Tombow when you're doing something like that because you have that forgiveness and you can move it around before it dries. So, all right, now we're good. So, yeah, so always look for additional coordinating items within the annual catalog and even any catalog, even the clearance rack. There might be stuff that coordinates with something you're working with. Okay, so we have that. Finally. And, oh yeah, Rachel, this little Baby Boss is adorable. It's so fun to have. Some people are like, but because you can't use every die and every embossing folder, but there are those people that like to go camping and maybe they just want to take a few things and not have all this heavy stuff or bulky stuff because they're limited on space. Perfect for that. Absolutely perfect for traveling and stuff like that. So hiding under your work desk so you can use it at lunchtime. Not saying that's going to happen for me, but it may. Lunchtime, time to get out my die cutting machine so I can prep for a class. Yay. Okay, I just love it. Okay, so I'm going to snip some of this. let's grab our, I'm just going to do it with scissors. It's no biggie. Doesn't have to be a certain measurement. I just needed enough to tuck under this piece like I did before. And that is going to, let's see, I'm going to adhere. I think what I did, yes, grab some dimensionals and dimensionals. And we're going to put this down. So just put one in each corner. And because you're not putting adhesive there, you'll be able to tuck that under without any issues. I know, Lori, isn't that funny? That's me. Yes, Gail, you are one of the people I thought about. That and one of my customers, Kelly, and a couple other people. Uh-oh, I have to plug in my phone. And I know I brought my, bear with me. I do this every time. All right, hopefully I don't lose you guys. It's telling me my battery is low. All right, just get that out of the way. Got cords running everywhere. All right, we're good now. Okay, so yes, camping, there's a couple people I know that camp and probably would utilize this immensely when they are camping, traveling, whatever the case is. So, all right, this goes above. Pay attention to what I'm doing here. So you can go ahead and line that up. For whatever reason, I must have put this up higher. So let's lower that some. There's that. Put some seal on the back of this. That can tuck right in there. And it's not directly in the middle. It's kind of towards the top. I want to grab my hello there, or hi there. Glue dot. Glue dot. Here they are. And that can get a glue dot on that end. And I'm just going to place that just a smidge under there so you can see those words, like so. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of my stitch circle. And that's going to go in the center. I'm kind of sad that it's going to cover up those flowers, but it's okay. We've created our own. Come again in the center without getting adhesive all over your fingers. Put in your 2 sprigs like that. And now we are going to use our piercing mat, and we're going to put these flowers. Grab my take your pick tool because I just dropped one on the floor. Okay. All right, and this is where that kit comes with all your fun stuff. Yes, I have another piercing tool or scoring tool, but I want to show you this is how you interchange those. You just take that off, put it in your little thing, and you can add your scoring tool. Now we're going to show a little technique. You can rub in a circle, but I found I tore my paper. So what I'm going to do is just press in the center of these flowers, which is going to give it some added dimension. Okay, so now you have kind of a flower that is all curvy and fun and all that fun stuff. So it kind of gives it added dimension. So we can set our take your pick tool aside now. And our flowers are all the way we want them. And another sip of coffee. Okay. All my announcements have me running a little longer today. I hope you all can hang out while I finish all these projects. We got 2 more after this one. But again, with the stamping already being done, it makes it so much easier. All right, I'm grabbing sentiments that I don't need. I need my pearls. And I'm going to color these pearls, 1 in each color of, and I want the larger ones, well, they're the medium size one. I want 1 in Seaside Spray. I need 1 in Night of Navy. The darker blend colors certainly show up. You know, the subtle colors kind of don't show up as much, but they're still so pretty. They add so much like elegance to your project. Okay, we'll let those dry. We're gonna grab some glue dots, and again, switch out the tip of my take your pick tool, which is really easy. You just twist and remove it, and grab my pointy end. because I like to use that to get my glue dots at times. So I'm going to pick up that glue dot. Do you know when the oils of your hands or your fingers get on your glue dots, they don't stick as well. So always keep that in mind when you're getting your glue dots off of your roll, that you want to not, unless you want them to not be as sticky, which I'm not sure why you would. I'm just adding 3 or 4 of them down here so that my flowers are going to stick. And then I'm just going to come in with my flowers and add those on there. That one goes there. I don't want to mush them too much because that would defeat the purpose of me. This is another way you can add a glue dot to your paper, is just by lifting it up with the paper. I didn't line those up very well. And then you have those flowers right there. I just got to thinking, did I put that together right? So there is that. So now we can come in with our pointy tip or with the putty end, and you can grab those pearls that you colored and place one of the same color in the flower that is the same color. So you want to do tone on tone. And again, the putty end helps with that purpose. So you can just kind of lift them, slide them off your sheet. It actually works better when that doesn't happen. So there's that. There is card number 2. Pretty simple, little elegant. Loving the designer series paper makes the entire card. Of course, we got to put this on the inside. So let's do that real quick. We're going to add this to the inside of my card with about a, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch border. Like so. And there you go, card number 2. All right, the last card is pretty simple, but we still have one before that, which I had to laugh, and I have to let Kylie and Bruno know if they haven't noticed this already. Kylie and Bruno Bertucci. Bruno is the discoverer of the scrappy strip technique, and I laughed when I saw this designer series paper because it's totally scrappy strip style. So it made this card really easy to put together. See that right there? It's totally scrappy strip. And if you're familiar with that, and I may have done one in one of my videos as well, but that is definitely a Bruno Bertucci technique right there. So I have to let them know how, I'm gonna have to share this with the training group I'm in with them, because I think they find some humor in that. And the fact that I was thinking of them outside of training. So there is, and there's quite a few of us on a specific team that I belong to, the Glad Heart Stampers, that are in Kylie and Bruno's training this time. So I wasn't going to rejoin, but they tend to, I've learned a lot. Okay, that designer series paper piece, I'm off topic, is 5 1/4 by 4. The mat underneath is Old Olive, and that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, so there's that. I have Seaside Spray, no, Soft Sea Foam, because that is a coordinating color, and that is going to line on here. And I'm actually doing it a little different, folding it out this way. This is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. My go-to measurements of my paper crafting card options. I like to do fun folds, but most often I'm using these standard measurements for my card bases and my layers. Okay, so we have that. Yep, so we got that lined up. Smidge of color pop underneath, kind of borders that. We have a piece of Old Olive that is cut at 2 5/8 by 3 5/8. Our designer series paper is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. We have a piece of cardstock, Old Olive, that is 2 by 7/8, and we are using the Scalloped Edge, wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories. Is that not important for 2021 right now and every year to follow? We definitely need to keep that in mind this year. So I thought that was a nice little New Year's kind of card to send to somebody. So with that sentiment, we are going to line that up. It's perfect alignment with that piece of paper that I've already cut. And there you go, it borders it a little bit. This kind of has the white piece, the sentiment itself has a scalloped edge, but I think it looks great with just a straight edge of cardstock. So this can go down on the old olive piece. And now when I do the sentiment, I want to make sure, because there's pops of greens within the Designer Series paper, and I want to make sure that the greens are showing. Like, I want to make sure that flower is showing, that's showing, because I'm going to cover up part of that with the sentiment, and the sentiment actually coordinates with the navy blue, or yeah, the Night of Navy within the Designer Series paper, because I stamped all my sentiments in one color, because that's what happens when you're using that one big stamp. You can do other ways of like brayering on ink and sponging on ink to get a variety of colors too, which will be a great technique class, I guess. But right now I have them all in Night of Navy, so I want to be sure that the sentiment is tying in with the color palette of the card, because I don't want to not have it coordinate. You see what I'm saying? So you're pretty safe with using one color for all of the cards that coordinate with this Designer Series paper. So this is going to get dimensionals. So I'm going to grab those, and we're going to use one in the center and one in each corner. Good night, Rachel. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Happy New Year. All right. And hi, Courtney. Thank you, everyone, for being here. All right, we're going to center that. And if you want to use your grid paper to do that, you can do that, or you can just eyeball it. And then, because this is flush, the sentiment is flush to the top of the Designer Series paper, but it's lifted because the Designer Series paper is raised, you want to put dimensionals on this side, or just add some dimensionals to where you're going to put that banner, which I will do. I'm going to put two real close together so that I know it's going to be covered. And then I'm going to come in with seal on the other side. And then you can go ahead and place your sentiment right there. And there you go. And you can actually get it flush to that so it looks symmetrical. And that's okay if you don't. I did that on the first one. Then you're going to grab your old olive, and you want to color 2 of the medium size. This old olive needs some help. It's time for a new one. I actually couldn't find it. I had set it aside because I knew I needed a replacement, but then I just hadn't bought the replacement yet. So that happens, and that's okay. They're really inexpensive to get replacements for. So I'm going to grab these. I'm going to put one there. And one over here. And then the little one, I'm going to just add right there. You guys see the sun coming through my window? Sorry about that. So there is... I'm not going to add Whisper White inside just to keep my Whisper White replenished or, you know, plentiful while I'm waiting for Basic White. Because this is a lighter card base, you can still write in there and see the sentiment. Another tip that I have used in the past, and one of my friends and team members, hi Sandy. Oh yes, the DSP is gorgeous. Hi Linda. Welcome everyone. She uses computer paper, so maybe that might be a temporary fix until we can get our hands on Basic White, at least for the inside of the card. So it's actually a decent idea if you get a thicker computer paper. All right, we got one more card to go, and this one's pretty simple. We are going to make this one here. Oh, my pieces mixed in. It's really a good way to use up your Designer Series paper. I mean, you're going to get it for free if you place a $50 order. If you choose this product, you're going to end up getting it for free. So make sure you're using it, because you can place another $50 order during celebration and get another pack for free. See how that works? Totally not twisting your arm. All right, I'm so happy to celebrate these moments with you. Amen. I certainly am. All right, so that is our sentiment of choice from the mini moments. Is that what it's called? Mini messages. Sorry. All right, so we have Whisper White thick card base, soon to be Basic White. And that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have a layer of Seaside Spray that is 4 by 5 1/4. We have our Night of Navy, that is 1/4 less of that, which is 3 3/4 by 5. And these two pieces will layer together, but not until I have these placed on there. And these are 1 1/8 by 3 1/2, 3 strips. Okay, so let's find which strip goes first, because there is a sequence, because I cut them one right after the other. So I want to be sure that they blend back together. All right, so I got that all set. I'm going to go close my curtain a little bit. Nice to see the sunshine. We have some snow coming today, which means I need to get myself in gear when I'm done with this and get to the grocery store before that comes. So Lori Longwell, I'll be reaching out to you. I'm not sure if we can connect so that I can get that stamp set to you. I got to find it, so maybe that's something I can do today. All right, and that doesn't go there. That doesn't go there. That one goes there, right? Let me find, that one goes there. You're wondering, what am I doing? And when I cut these, I cut them all in a sequence so that I'm lining them up back the way they were. And hopefully I did it right, but if not, it's not a big deal. So these just get layered one on top of the other with about 1/8 of an inch in between. And then when we're done doing that, see, you can see now the design kind of flows, like that flower matches that. So that's why I did that, okay? Not that it makes a difference if you don't do it that way, because it still looks amazing. All right, now this ribbon, beautiful Night of Navy ribbon, that comes with a ribbon pack, and we all had this conversation, playing with patterns, trio of ribbon. I have this much ribbon left, so I have to make this work because I know it's not going to tie around these two pieces because it's not long enough. So I'm going to improvise, and bear with me. This is the last of the other color that I have, and then of course we have some Coastal Cabana that is very pretty. So that is Playing with Patterns. It's a trio pack of ribbon that you can purchase from the annual catalog, and it has this beautiful Night of Navy, very satiny, pretty, elegant 1/8 inch ribbon. Okay. So we're going to do our best to improvise and make this work. I already have a tiny little bow that I pre-tied and had set aside, thinking I was going to use it on something else, and I didn't. So now I can use it on this. When you don't have enough ribbon, you have to make what you have work, especially if you're duplicating a project, which in turn means when I have to send these make and takes, I have to get another pack of ribbon so that I can get you guys ribbon for your projects. So there may be a little bit of a delay in getting your kits to you because I'll have to place that order. But no worries, there's an order going in this week because it's the start of an amazing time of year. All right, so since I don't have enough ribbon to come around this, because normally what I would do is come around this and go ahead and tie in a bow. I can either do this, I can tie a bow, which I think I'll do it this way. Tie a bow. You have your bow, get it to the length you want, and see if you can stretch that ribbon around. I think I'm going to do it that way, okay? Or you can just stretch the ribbon around and add a bow. But I have enough to where I can add that bow right there. So let's add some adhesive to the back so that we can adhere this bow down carefully. And we'll start with this end. Want to make sure our bow is going to show where we want it. Right there is great. Don't pull too tight because you don't want to mess up your bow. But you see that? And it doesn't have to, if it's loose, that's okay, because you're going to add that. I think I just untied it some. Nope. You're going to add that sentiment to reinforce that ribbon so it's not going to go anywhere. And if you find, you can just tighten that a little bit. If you find that your ribbon, what was I going to say? I don't even know where I was going with that, but that's how you can improvise with that. And now I can even trim this if I wanted to. I'm not going to bother because I don't have enough to do anything with. You can trim that, and then you'll have maybe a little extra so it can go a little further. So now, since I have that all set, I'm going to come in with my seal And I know, right? How do you run out of ribbon? Because you use it. That's what we're supposed to do, right? That's funny, Gail. All right, so there's that. And I think I shared some ribbon with my team for a team event we're having, a free class, because I didn't get Christmas gifts out to my team members, so I'm offering them a free class next Sunday in the afternoon, so they will have a free class, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. This year is going to bring me incorporating Zoom into my online presence to all of you, including team meetings on Zoom. I just have to get myself acclimated to how to use Zoom. And now that I'm being forced to use Zoom at work, it will be something that I'll learn because I have to do it at work. So I'm going to add that sentiment. Kind of want to center it. And there goes my bow. So just tighten your bow. It's kind of hard to do your bow this way on a project. So bear with me while I fix this. Tighten that. And lift up that piece. Make sure that's in the center. It's going to hold down that ribbon. And you can straighten it up some. There you go. Hold down that ribbon and grab your Seaside Spray pen or Stampin' Blends and color 3 more of the tiny basic pearl jewels. And we can go ahead and grab those. And we're just going to place them. Guess I should really be using the putty end where we want them. Definitely make sure that ink is dry before you grab these. It doesn't take that long for it to dry. And right there. And there you go. That is card number 4. So there you go. If any of you place a $35 order starting today through the 8th, which is Friday, you will get these 4 make and takes, okay? And then if you place a $50 order, you'll still get the make and takes. You will get my free PDF for the $35 or the $50 order. Anything over $35 gets you the free PDF from the Demo Design Dream Team. And the free celebration items starting on Tuesday, so on the 5th. That is how that all works. So all right, I am going to reverse the camera so that I can say a few closing words. So bear with me a moment as I reverse the camera. You can see my ceiling probably. And hopefully there we are. So awesome. Quite a few of you joined me today. I have missed all of you, even though taking a little time off and not crafting with you last weekend. I have definitely missed you, and I look forward to doing some serious, amazing things with you guys this year. So blessings to all of you. Thank you again for being here. And remember, place those orders in my online store. That host code, I will, now that my video worked, I will add some stuff in the description of this video so that you have the necessary information to go to my online store, as well as the item numbers for the products I use, which are not available until Tuesday. But you'll have those item numbers if you don't have the catalog yet. And I will leave the host code up there as well, so you have all that information to place your order. So, all right, blessings to you all. Have an amazing Sunday and a blessed week ahead, and I will see you next Sunday, if not before. And remember to comment and share this video. See y'all soon.